Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I am back from all of my travels, so we should be back to a regularly scheduled program from here on out. Today I thought I would film a haul. I've kind of collected a few things here and a few things there. So some of the stuff I've been using for a little while and I can give you a little mini review. A couple of things are pretty new, so I don't know how I feel about them yet, but I thought this might be a nice kind of chit-chatty way to get back into the groove. And also it's warm. I'm not wearing that much makeup, as you can probably tell, and I've had a little skin issue, which I'll get to in a second. Actually, let's start with that, shall we? So I had ordered a Paula's Choice sunscreen. I love those. I've talked about them in a lot of different videos. And I had ordered the Skin Balancing Daily Defense SPF 30 moisturizer, which I hadn't tried before. And it broke me the fuck out. Like all over my forehead, my cheeks. I mean, all of this, just everywhere except my nose is covered in pimples right now from that item. I know that because it was the only new thing I had been using. I have another skincare thing, but I've been using this for a couple of months now. So I knew it wasn't that. That was the new thing in my routine, and it didn't even occur to me to patch test it because I don't think I've ever had an issue with a Paula's Choice skincare product. But that one I did, and I shipped it back. I returned it today. So hopefully I'll get a refund on it. But in the meantime, because I really didn't want to be without an SPF, I repurchased this Cerave Broad Spectrum SPF Skin Renewing Day Cream. I have used this before. I believe I talked about it in an empties. If I did, I'm pretty sure. I will link it in a card and below if I can remember. I really like this. I enjoyed using it. It's not... I think it's a little bit cheaper in the long run to buy the Paula's Choice. This is about $24, $25, and a Paula's Choice is, $28 or $33, depending on which kind you get. Those are 2 fluid ounces. This is 1.76 fluid ounces, but I could just grab this at the store. I didn't have to wait for it to come in, anything like that. I already know that this agrees with my skin well. It is definitely the nicest textured SPF moisturizer that's cruelty-free that I've tried at the drugstore. So grab that again. So that other skincare product I may have mentioned actually in a Project Pan, but I figured I'd chat about it now since we're chatting about new-ish things I've collected. And this is from Skinfix, which is a Canadian brand I've been digging recently. This is their Coconut Water Hydrating Mist. It's refreshing, it's moisturizing. I really like it. It feels nice. The spray is really weird. I feel like I have to get it really close and it just disperses out in, I don't know. Let me see if this shows up. I really like it though. It smells really nice. It's definitely got fragrance in it, but it doesn't seem to be irritating my skin. Or it might just be the smell of the stuff that's in it. Let me see. Cue the Jeopardy music. Yeah, I don't see fragrance on the ingredients list, but there are a bunch of different fruit extracts and things like that, and I think that's where the smell comes from. Anyway, I don't know if that showed up on camera, but it's a very fine mist, and it really kind of like mists outwards, if that makes sense. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So what I like about this, besides the fact that it doesn't irritate my skin or break me out, is that it is just a nice little boost of moisture. Get it? So if maybe my moisturizer isn't quite cutting it, especially in the morning, I don't necessarily want to put on a heavy oil or something that I might use at night. This is really nice. It feels nice to kind of spray on throughout the day. You could totally, I think, put this in the fridge and have it be a cold mist in the excuse me, in the summertime if you wanted to do that. I've really just been enjoying this a lot. And it also helps to, I don't really use setting sprays, so this has been nice to kind of take down powder if I've gone a little bit overboard. All right, I got a couple of makeup items at Target. Neither of these are things that I needed, and I have since kind of regretted that I bought them, at least bought them when I did. I'll just explain. So I picked up, because it was on sale, so I'm like, oh, well, I've been wanting to try this again anyway. The NYX HD Studio Concealer, which I know is a big thing for a minute. Everybody loved this concealer. I got it and I tried it, and I hate when people say, oh, it was a bad batch, but I think I got one that was old. It smelled really funky. It didn't work. So I was like, well, this concealer obviously sucks. But I've been less than enamored with my Wet n Wild concealer lately. I'll talk about that in another video. I have a Project Pan update I want to film also. So I figured I would try this again. The first thing I did is I smelled it to see if it still smelled funky, and it didn't. So I think I did actually get like an older turned version of it before. I got it in the shade Fair. There was one lighter than this, and I'm like, yeah, probably don't need that one. Fair seems to be working. I've tried it a couple times, but I am trying to get through the Wet n Wild one first. It's much more lightweight. It's much more fluid and liquidy. Sort of more along the lines of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Not quite as light as that. Not quite as nice as that either. But it's, you know, a lot cheaper. I will update about how I feel about this when I use it a little bit more. And the other thing is this e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. It's in the shade Blush Gems. And it was an impulse buy. I looked at it and I thought, ooh, shiny, pretty. I thought about the baked eyeshadow I have in Enchanted that I really like to use as a highlighter, but it's felt, I mean, these are pretty dry products to begin with, but that started to feel really dry and been a little bit difficult to work with, so I'm like, maybe this will be a dupe. It's not a dupe, and it's just as dry and difficult to work with. This would be nice, I suppose, if you want a very subtle, like, I really have to, I mean, obviously this is going to be thicker than I would put it on my face so you can see the color. It is a nice little sheen, but it's very natural looking, which is not a bad thing, in my opinion. I don't really like glittery highlighters, but I guess it's not any better than any of the highlighters, the too many highlighters I already have. So even though this was only like $4, it was still $4 that could have gone towards something else. So I'm regretting that one a little bit. What kind of inspired this video, I got my Lush order yesterday. It's a small Lush order, so I figured I'd spruce this video up with some more stuff, but an awesome one. Lush decided to bring back the shark fin soap. I had tried this when they first came out with this many years ago. It was to help support Sea Shepherd, if I remember correctly. So this time around, this soap, the proceeds for this soap go 100% towards the memory of Rob Stewart, who I talked about in my February favorites video. If you don't feel like watching that video, basically he was an amazing man. He passed away in February. He was a biologist and a cinematographer, a marine biologist, and very, very passionate about conservation, especially shark conservation. And sharks have always been near and dear to my heart. And he had made a few different documentaries, but a shark-specific one called Shark Water, which I highly recommend checking out. And he actually passed away during the filming of the kind of second installment of the Shark Water documentary called Shark Water Extinction. And so all the proceeds from the soap are going towards that. So they can get that film finished in his memory and in his honor. I mean, this is a great soap. Smells delicious, very kind of fresh and lemony and citrusy, and it has little things in it, so, and it has this shark fin, which is just so cute. I definitely, I suggest perhaps picking some up to carry on the amazing work of Rob Stewart. With this, I also got Lust, which is a solid perfume. It's quite small. It's quite small, a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but it should last pretty well. It's very floral. It's got jasmine in it. It's got some other things that I can't remember, but really what I smell is jasmine. So if you like kind of florally stuff, maybe check it out. I dig it. And I also got a sample. They usually put samples in their in your order, and it's called Respect Your Elders. It's a soap, and it smells just like a Tootsie Roll. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Like a raspberry Tootsie Roll. So good. The solid perfume I've tried a couple times, really like it. The shark fin soap, like I said, I had tried before. Love that stuff. I haven't tried Respect Your Elders, but I love the smell. I'm going to try to make this a short story because I have some more stuff to talk about. But the camera on my phone stopped working. So I brought this to the only Apple store that is sort of near me, which is in a mall. And while they were trying to fix it, I had an hour and a half to walk around the mall, which had a Sephora in it, which had a double points sale going on. And they had this. This is the Buxom full-on lip polish in the shade Emma, which I'd known for a long time that I wanted, and it was there. And so I said, I'm gonna buy this. It's gonna be great. So the shade Emma is this kind of opalescent, slightly shimmery, but more kind of opalescent formula, which I don't hate, folks. I like it a lot. I've talked about this. I got a little sample of the Buxom lip polish. I think I talked about it in my last haul video, actually. This does have that kind of tingly sensation. Let me put this on. You can see what it looks like, but I find it to be quite pleasant. It's not burning. I know some people will say, but it's still irritating your lips, so it's not good to do, but I find it quite refreshing. So it doesn't really show up like too much, which I appreciate, actually. I like that a lot. It feels nice. It's called Emma. I think this will look really badass over lipsticks also. I haven't really tried. I only got it yesterday, so it did hurt me a little bit to spend $20 on a lip gloss, but it's my name. With that, I got a one of the 100-point gifts because I don't spend that much money at Sephora. And I'm really regretting the choice of this, actually, because they had a little sample of a Bite lipstick, which obviously would have been a much better choice because it would have lasted me a while. The color was beautiful. It was beetroot. But for some reason, I grabbed this one. This is the Dr. Jart BB Cream. Multi-action skincare and makeup, SPF 45. It's in the shade light medium, which actually I do have some on today on my nose and on my forehead. The shade worked fine for me. It doesn't have a whole lot of coverage. It is quite nice, but you know, I'm only going to be able to use this a couple of times, where that sample of the Bite lipstick would last me forever. Not really, but you know what I mean. But anyway, I guess I'll keep you posted. I'm sure this is way more money than I'm ever going to spend on this kind of product, but I don't know. Okay, just a couple more things, I promise. I got the Pacifica lip balm, the SPF lip balm. Yay! I finally found it. I didn't realize it came in shades. I got the shade Nude. They also had a peach, which I might go back and get because I like this. Yay! But I figured I'd grab something that might be a little bit more neutral, especially since I haven't been wearing that much makeup recently. There's a ton of product in here. And it doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't taste like anything. It's fabulous. The tint isn't that, I don't know, it's not that noticeable, which I appreciate. I don't look like, you know, it's not concealer lips or anything like that. Honestly, the only thing is it's not that moisturizing. It doesn't feel drying, but it's not like I find my Yes to Coconuts lip balm to just be like, oh yes, that's, you know, kind of like taking a sip of water when you're thirsty. That just feel of relief. This doesn't have it quite to that extent, but they layer fine, and I am not complaining because, my God, our SPF lip balm's awful. But this one's great. So definitely recommend this if you are in the market for a very inexpensive, this is like $4, cruelty-free. This is vegan, 100% vegan and cruelty-free. Broad spectrum, SPF 30, water resistant, cute packaging, and it doesn't taste like anything. You don't eat it, it's fine. Okay, 2 more things. So I was in Job Lot today. I don't know, you know, ours is called Ocean State Job Lot, so I'm guessing that's just in the Ocean State. But it's basically, it's a discount store with a bunch of home goods, clothing, cosmetics. They've got food in there. I always get my maple syrup and nuts there because it's a lot cheaper. Look what they had. An Urban Decay for slide on, glide on, whatever. 24/7 glide on double-ended eye pencil set called Black Magic for $10. $10. One of these is $20. I was like, and since when do they have Urban Decay? I'm used to seeing a lot of drugstore brands there. I find some, you know, Wet n Wild stuff, bunch of Milani. Urban Decay eye pencils. I've never tried Urban Decay eye pencils because NYX exists. And why am I going to spend $20 on an eye pencil I can get for $3 from NYX, or $4 or $5, depending on the kind of eye pencil you're getting. But this I can do. So it looks like there are, oh, these are all different kinds of blacks. Okay. So there are 4 pencils in here that are gonna, cute packaging. This, I'm guessing, was maybe a limited edition holiday thing last year, maybe even the year before. Job Lot is the kind of place where you find a lot of discontinued or about to be discontinued products, you know, old holiday collections, summer collections, things like that. Obviously for a discount. So there are 4 pencils in here. Each are double-ended. So let's swatch these out, shall we? So this one is in 0, which is a black. Oh God, they feel so creamy. This is in Demolition. So that's 0 in Demolition, which just looks like a pretty standard black and brown. This next one, we have Black Market. And Tornado, which is a purple. I'm making tiny swatches. I don't want to waste it. It's so silly. If you're around Rhode Island, Job Lot in North Kingstown. That's where these are. There's a few more boxes, so, you know, get on it. Get on it, folks. I just broke one. Oh, no. They're so soft. So the one I just broke is called Smoke. Oh, goodness. Let's see if I can swatch it. Shoot. Lost the tip. And then Black Velvet, which feels quite a bit harder, actually. I don't know, you can maybe see how crumbly that one is. And then this last one I'm super excited about. Perversion is on one side. Oh my God. And then the other side is called LSD, which is a, like, sparkly teal. I'm pretty excited to play with them. Even if, you know, just one of these pencils ends up being something I actually use, that's a win. I'm about to finish up my current black eye pencil, so I think I'm set for a little while, obviously, unless these are terrible, but $10. Gotta love it. Then the last thing I got, this is a skincare item. This is from Freeman's, which you may know from their face masks. They have like the peel off cucumber one and stuff at the drugstore. I've never seen this collection from them at the drugstore. I don't know what that means, but this is Get Prepped Illuminating Facial Serum. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on ingredients, but the ingredients that I see here and that I understand are awesome. And so I'm really excited to try this out. I will be patch testing it, which I, always recommend doing anyway, and I have been reminded to always do that. Let's see. Cute little pump. Ooh, came right out. It's kind of a... looks like a gel. Feels like a gel. I don't really smell anything, which is good. There wasn't fragrance listed on this, but it's got things like evening primrose, flower extract, niacinamide is really high up in the ingredients list. Glycerin, moisturizing stuff, pomegranate, cranberry, blueberry, goji fruit extracts, mango fruit extracts, a lot of fruit extracts, and moisturizing ingredients. So I'm pretty excited to try this out. We'll keep you posted. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, if you want any more specific information on anything, I'd be happy to do a separate video on something. Let me know. I will do my best to do an update video with the products, at least the products that I haven't really tried yet, to let you know how I like them. Other than that, that is all for me. So I hope, like I said, probably more often than needed, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you very much for watching and for continuing to watch, for subscribing if you dig this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.